This game was absolutely hilarious. I'm trying to castle. He moves the knight up, captures my pawn. So this is what he does. And then I move my bishop, and apparently that wasn't the best thing to do. I should have moved my queen up. The point is, I was trying to castle. And now he retreats his knight. And this is perfect because it's time for me to castle. Watch what happens. This is hilarious. I accidentally, instead of doing this, right, instead of doing that, I accidentally clicked the rook. So look what happens. I accidentally moved my rook instead of castle. Look at this. Now my king is kind of trapped. So he threatens my knight. Computer says he should have upped this one. And then I move my knight back. Apparently, that was not supposed to happen. That wasn't the best thing to do. I should have just checked. Yeah, exactly. That was a more forcing move. So I would have checked, forced his queen here. If I forced his queen here, I could have captured his queen. Yeah, I see. Yeah, that was a better move. But at this point, I was still reeling from this, that I didn't see that I definitely still had an opportunity. So I move my rook. I play defensive again. It's a common problem with me, tempo-wise. I'm working on it. So he puts his queen over here. He sees that it's time to attack. I just get so scared. I'm just trying to survive. So then he attacks here. At first, I thought I was in trouble. But then watch how this plays out. This is hilarious. I move my queen up. So now I'm controlling this, and this. Look where my knight controls this. And then look where my rook controls. So he's trapped. He's trapped here. I've trapped his queen. Again, I wasn't intending on this because, as you know, I was still mad at myself for trapping my king here and not castling correctly. So check this out. He ups a pawn, even though he should probably be trying to save his queen. I don't remember why I do this because I have his queen trapped. I should be attacking much more aggressively, but I put the pawn out. I think because I wanted to threaten his knight so I can move my bishop. So now he threatens my queen. So again, I'm just playing defensive, man. That's one of my biggest problems. So I move here. Again, the computer doesn't think that's a good move. So he moves his pawn up. At this point, I realize, you know what? I need to do something. I need to exploit this weakness. So I basically tell him, look, your queen is completely trapped now. Here I capture, here I capture, here I capture. And I offer him an exchange. I say, you can take my rook, but I'll take your queen. So he thinks for a really long time. So eventually, look at that. He takes more than 2 minutes to think about it. And he takes my rook and I take his queen. And suddenly, I'm ahead. Suddenly, I'm ahead. So now he tries to threaten my knight. And I move my knight back again. I'm still playing defensive because I still can't believe that I turned out ahead when I made a blunder by not castling correctly. So I'm just playing like a very noob right now. And so he keeps trying to attack. And of course, look at that. He left this hanging. So I take a pawn. And then he tries to advance, right? He's trying to promote his pawn. So I take this because at this point I'm ahead. So I'm okay exchanging. So he exchanges. And now he tries to threaten my bishop. So I take his bishop. I'm okay exchanging again. So now he kind of has me in a little bit of a pickle. I could move his queen, but the only forcing move I have is blocked by this. So I can't check him. And I can't capture, of course, because he has his rook here. Sucks that my queen isn't being utilized too well. So I move my bishop, get the bishop in a more active square, and also to target or threaten this. So he moves his king. Let's see what the computer says he should have done. He should have just exactly, because he has something hanging here. That was a good suggestion by the computer. So he moves his king, and so I take. So now I'm ahead by 5 points. I know I have this, even though I made such a big mistake not castling correctly. I know I have this. I know I've messed him up by taking his queen when he thought he was going to win. So now he checks. And so I use my bishop to block. It's protected by the pawn. So now he is putting his bishop to a more active diagonal. And basically this part, I almost blunder really badly. He's still reeling from the fact that I took his queen and I'm attacking, that he doesn't realize he could have gone directly here and taken my bishop. You see that? So I shouldn't have done that. I should have put my king up, put the king into the action, so to speak, and used the king as a defender for the bishop. But that's not what I do. I blunder, but thank goodness he doesn't realize. So he moves the rook over, not taking advantage of my blunder. And I realized I blundered. He didn't see it. So now, see, I put my king up to protect. So he's trying to advance his pawns. And I realize I need to get the queen more active. So look at that. He did a very bad thing, because now the one pawn that's protecting, this pawn that I was targeting, he advanced. So before I do that, I need to prevent this from promoting and to also pin his rook. So he takes, I take, and then he tries to threaten my bishop, which is fine. I take his pawn, and I'm still protecting my bishop, and I am also checking. So this was a big mistake on his part. I'm going to do a valuable exchange. So watch this. And then boom. So now look, I'm way ahead. I have a rook. I have a queen. He only has a bishop and a rook and 2 pawns, 3 pawns, but this one's about to get taken. So I do a check. And then I take more pawns. Now, he definitely should not have moved more towards me, because not only does he make himself more vulnerable, he's given me angles to potentially skewer or fork. So you permitted the opponent to eventually win material. You ignored an opportunity to force eventual checkmate. So what should I have done? I should have gone there. Interesting. So I could have checkmated much quicker is basically what. Oh, really? So I should have sacrificed my queen to checkmate quicker? I don't know about that. Anyway, so I take another pawn, and then he takes a pawn. I take his bishop. He sacrifices his bishop, bro. So this is really the biggest mistake he made, because check this out. Look at this. I had a fork right there. You see that? I had a fork right there. So I could have skewered too, but that's actually a good play. I forked. So, and then I take the last piece. And then he resigned. I'm passing the pawns. I was going to, because I was so happy that I actually won this, even though I blundered, I was going to get another queen and then another queen just to rub it in his face that he couldn't beat me, even though I blundered so bad. It's not always lost when you make a big mistake like that. I can't even believe it, man.